Okay, good morning and good day wherever you may be watching. Welcome into yet another Canvas and Savvas orientation. So, apologies to families that have been frustrated with the the Canvas and math resources. I've been working diligently the last couple days in making sure that all the content will be available to you. So at this point, as of 9:45 on Friday morning, the 6th, all of eighth grade is loaded for the month of September, and about 2/3 of September is loaded for seventh grade. So I'm going to work on that, finishing seventh grade after this video. So happy Friday, and again, take notes on this. And this is just a quick video to hopefully explain in more detail what's going on. So I want to go ahead and hit the second page here. And so the first thing you're really going to do is you're going to access the Savvas content in Canvas, right? So as always, you're going to access Canvas only through your MySprings portal. So we've already kind of given you the heads up on how to log in. Once you're in Canvas, in the apps, click Canvas, and then click your math class, either 7th or 8th grade. And then once you're in math, this is the big thing. So it's understanding going to this right here, this course calendar right here. That course calendar is really big. So I think that's one great way that we're all, no matter your device, are able to access the tasks. So then once you click that, this is what your child will see. And so I can kind of magnify it a little bit so you can see. So here's September, and this is 8th grade. So you can see everything for the month of September is loaded, what I'm doing in class and what you're going to do at home for home study for Wednesday through Friday. So I've updated the month, and with all the on-campus and home study tasks, in there you'll see the due dates. But, like for example, this 1-2 lesson quiz on the 10th, which is in class. If they're absent, they can have a little bit of wiggle room to make up the task. So those due dates only make it easy for you to see what is homeschool in the second half of the week and what is on campus the first half of the week. But the big thing is, do not let tasks pile up. We'll talk more about the importance of staying current in math of all subjects. So we'll go ahead and proceed. So at the bottom of the month, what I did was I put resources like the virtual nerd videos, the family engagement pages, and the online book. So if you do not have access to, let's say your child left the book at school or at dad's house or what have you, then you could access it here. And that's going to be found in the September 28th page. You'll look down here, and that will be there all month. And so the book online, the family engagement, and all of the virtual nerd videos are in there. So instead of each video having its own assignment, I kind of all put them in there for you as a folder, if you will. Again, try to think of the easiest way that your calendar can show you what you have to do and where your resources are. So you can find those at the end of the month. And I'll probably do that for every single month. I'll move these into October as we get to that month. So tell me, all this is in the Canvas module and actually works, right? I've tried it with a couple of 8th grade and 7th grade students. So you might say, well, what do I teach? What do I grade? What do I sign? How do I submit the task for home study? And so again, the real big thing is understanding that what you teach is going to be the Wednesday through Friday component. And so you will have a post-quiz task that kind of comes at the end. You have the practice in the workbooks. That's your homework. You can access this inside and outside of the book. And you have the lesson quiz. And so the order in which I would do it is I would basically, I'll put my face on real quick so you can see. I would go in the book and do the book work with the student and looking at the examples in the book to help you so step by step on how to solve. Really important. How do you solve for these ways? So example 1, 2, and 3 in the book will show you that, right? So then you teach the lesson, and then you give the lesson quiz, and the kids can do that they can take the quiz. Basically, it's computer automated, but I have included some PDFs. So if you cannot access the test online, then you can click the link and just print out a quiz. And then there's a key in it at the bottom that you can grade your student's quiz. And then after the quiz, what they're going to do is a post-quiz task. And we talked about this a little bit last week. And that is where if they score in really well, they'll use the A level task, advanced. If they get about half or more right, they'll use the O task, which is on level. And if they get fewer than half of them right, then they should select the I task or intervention. But you as the teacher at home will have the right to choose if you want to go up a level or down a level. So let's talk about homework real quick, okay? So this is the homework that is home study. If it is given in class, like this week coming up, I will teach lesson 1, 2. I grade 1, 2. They have to turn it in, but I grade it. And so they can submit it in Canvas, but they grade it. But what about the homework that you're doing, right, with them? And so Reese did her homework here, and she puts her marks in the boxes on the homework page. There's 2 pages, and you put the score, the number right over 15, and you sign to validate that it wasn't just copied from the key that you can find in the module. And so that's what that looks like. And if you are screenshotting it, please screenshot both pages, front and back. Or if you gently tear out the page and bring it into class on Monday, that's fine too. So again, like what happens if you want to submit it? So this is the homework again. You're going to take that homework. If you want to do it in Canvas right away, you have your score, you have your signature, and you can drag it in, and then you could submit it that way. Just make sure their name is on it. Even though in Canvas it automatically goes to theirs, it's a good idea to always write your name on it. Or if you want, you can detach it from the book and you can staple it with all the other home study work and turn it on the subsequent Monday. And the same thing goes with the post-quiz task that you grade. You can either take a screenshot of the graded post-quiz, and drop it right in there, or you can simply just staple it to the rest of the home study work along with spelling and reading comp if you so choose. But Canvas, the nice thing about Canvas is that once you take a picture, it's there. There's proof in the event that I make an error, which has happened from time to time. So what about the stuff that I teach on Mondays and Tuesdays, right? That's a question I get a lot. And what's that role as parent? So you'll see oftentimes there's going to be something in the calendar on Mondays and Tuesdays. That's stuff that I teach and I grade. Yes, you do. So your role for this part is just assure that the students get it done before you start your home study lesson, and then either have it in a safe place to turn in along with their homework that you give, or submit it in Canvas. So either way, that is your role as a parent. Your role is for like next week, let's say 1-2, your role is only to make sure they did it, is not to grade it. I grade anything that I teach in class. So normally what you'll see on a Tuesday or Monday, anything you see there, that's going to be something that I grade and I put in the grade book. What about due dates, right? So again, it is very important that families keep pace with the content and complete the homework tasks, the lesson quiz, and the post-quiz task for each lesson. Making sure you watch those virtual videos and trying your best with the examples. There's example 1, 2, and 3 in the workbooks will only improve your child's chances of learning the best they can and sharpening those math skills. If you don't, it really does make the lessons that I teach and that you will teach later in the calendar, it makes those lessons harder. It's kind of like climbing the ladder and trying to skip 3 rungs. And you can get there in one step, but often you get to the bottom and the kids fall to the bottom of the ladder, and then that's where frustration comes in. There will be some point deduction if the assignment is late after the due date, but if you email me, I will give some familiar courtesy if something beyond the norm pops up. And so just make sure those events, I'm going to trust you that you're going to be honest with your child if there's due dates that haven't been met for reasons that are beyond your control. All right, and finally, this is where I'm going to push this. but really make sure that your child turns in, or excuse me, that your child and you have those Canvas dates 1 to 2 times a week. I mean, you have to go into Canvas anyway to access keys and quizzes for reading comp and all that stuff, along with math and IEW, which we'll talk about writing next week. So since you're in there, have those appointments and having your student understand that you are paying attention, that you are keeping up to date. You might even reward your child with something if if you see some improvement, they got their tasks in, however you want to do it. But that way, your child knows that they are the most important player on this team, and we're coaches. But if the two coaches can communicate with the player, then we know that player is going to have the most success, and that's your child in math especially. So keep those Canvas dates and make sure that you have all those assignments up to date. So with that, I hopefully you appreciate this video and you see the validity in it. Go back and watch it, pause it, and all that. But I appreciate all the hard work you're doing to help your child and me learn this new math program. Knew there'd be some bumps along the way, but I think we're starting to figure it out. And I'm proud of the kids that have gotten their work in. They've already got some lesson quizzes in from 1-1. And as always, you can reach out if you have any questions. All right, hopefully have a great weekend. I will see you guys on Monday the 9th. And as always, go Ducks. Peace.